Let's take a look at problems involving money. So question number 1 is a non-calculator question. We want to convert pounds into pence. We know that £1 is 100 pence. So to go from pounds into pence, all we're doing is multiplying by 100. But in reality, it's as simple as just getting rid of that decimal point. So 2.00 is 200 pence. £1.29, 129 pence, 109 pence, 24 pence, 3,168 pence, 950 pence, 344 pence, 112,999 pence, 1,287 pence, and 7,195 pence. Quite easy, that one. Question 2, non-calculator, pence into pounds. So here we need to divide by 100. £1 is 100 pence, so you can see to go from pence into pounds, divide by 100. So 54 divided by 100. Maybe you don't need to overthink this. All we need to do is create two decimal places, but maybe if you're struggling, because this is a real life question, I mean, you're probably quite good at this because you're familiar with pounds and pence, but if not, 54 is 54.0. We need to divide this by 100, so we need to move the decimal point 2 positions to the left. If we put a 0 in front, then it makes it easier to move the decimal point, so it's going to be 0.54. That 0 at the end isn't doing anything anymore. Basically, if there's more than 2 digits, we can easily just create two decimal places just by sticking a decimal point somewhere to create two decimal places. So 112 pence, 1.12 pounds. 99, that is 0.99 pence, so creating two decimal places, £0 99p. 3, I'm going to write a 003, put a decimal point in to create two decimal places, and for E, again 3551, just stick a decimal point so that we've got two decimal places, £35.51. 66 is 066 pence, put a decimal point to create two decimal places, £0.66. 4,000, again put the decimal point to create two decimal places, so £40, 0 pence. 108, 1.08, so £1 and 8 pence. 236, 2.36, so £2.36. 971, 9.71, so £9.71. So Anthony earns £10.19 per hour, so for 1 hour he earns £10.19. So in 6 hours, he's going to earn 6 times £10.19. In 10 hours, 10 times this figure. 3 hours, 3 times this figure. 20 hours, 20 times this figure. So all we need to do is multiply his hourly rate by the number of hours worked. So that should work out as 61.14. This one we can do in our head. You can use a calculator for this question, but this one's quite easy. It's just 101.90. 3 hours comes to a total of £30.57, and 20 hours, well, we've got 10 hours, so you could double that or just keep it simple. 20 times 10.19, that comes to £203.80. Question number 4. Sally has earned £5,040 as an executive of the company. So if she earns 20 per hour, how many hours has she worked? So what we need to do is work out how many 20s go into 5,040. So 5,040 divided by 20, and that works out as 252 hours. For the remaining questions, we're doing exactly the same thing, except we're dividing by 24, 28, and 36. Presumably, if she's earning more per hour, that will mean that she'll work fewer hours to earn this total, because we are dividing this total by a bigger number, so we should get a smaller answer, and that works out as 210 hours, 180 hours, and 140 hours. Question number 5. Moira worked 9 hours on Friday and was paid £92.70, so how much does she get per hour? So it's £92.70 for 9 hours, so therefore 1 hour is going to be £92.70 divided by 9, and £92.70 divided by 9 works out as an hourly wage of £10.30. So Tim earns £65.40 for 6 hours. So for 6 hours work, 65.40. So therefore for 1 hour of work, it's going to be £65.40 divided by 6. And 65.40 divided by 6 is £10.90. So is Moira correct that Tim is being paid more? Yes, he's on £10.90, she's on £10.30. So yes, she is correct. So later on, Moira and Tim have both had pay rises to £11 per hour. If Moira works 8 hours more than Tim, how much more will she earn? Well, she'll earn 8 times £11 per hour more, and 8 11s are 88, so she'll earn £88 more. At the end of the month, Moira got paid £1,133. So how many hours did she work that month? Well, we know her pay is £11. So all we need to do is 1,133 divided by 11. Of course, we can use a calculator, although this one can be done quite easily on a bus stop as well. And that works out as 103 hours. Question number 6. Hendrik talks to his mother on the phone for 30 minutes, so that's 30 minutes at 2p per minute. So 30 multiplied by 2, that is 60p. He exchanges 45 texts. Texts are 5p each, so that's going to be 45 times by 5. Again, you can use a calculator here, but that works out as £2.25. At the end of the month, Hendrik has spent 450 minutes on the phone and sent 200 texts. So I'm thinking, right, well, what does that come to? So it's going to be 450 times by 2, which is 900 pence. In other words, £9. And 200 texts times 5p per text. 2 times 500 is 1,000 pence, which is £10. So that comes together to make £19. He was offered a £20 per month phone contract. Was pay-as-you-go cheaper than the contract for the month? Yes, it was, because it was £19 rather than 20. So the answer here is yes. Question 7 is quite a challenging question, although part A is relatively straightforward. How much do they spend on rent each month? Well, that can be found here. It's going to be 8 lots of 15,000, and 8 times 15,000 is 120,000. Lorry maintenance, that can be found here, so that's 30 lots of 500, and that's £15,000. So the total for equipment is going to be the £15,000 from part B, plus £35,000 for a new lorry each month, and then this extra £3,000. And these three added together comes to a total of £53,000. D isn't too bad. How many staff do they have in total? So it's 200 plus 50 plus 44 plus 5 plus 1. That comes to 300 staff members. The total they spend on catering, well, it's £2.10 per meal. And each member of staff works 20 shifts per month. So it's £2.10 multiplied by 20 multiplied by the 300 staff members. And that comes to a total of £12,600. F is a bit more complicated. So how much do they spend on staff wages each month? Well, it's going to be 10,000 for the CEO, and then it's going to be 5 lots of 4,000. That's 20,000. So now we have to deal with the hourly people. So we know that the shift is 8.5 hours with half an hour unpaid. So in other words, a shift is 8 hours and they work 20 per month. So for the basic rate, that's going to be 200 times by £10.49 multiplied by the 8 hours times by 20. So for this top lot here, that comes to 3,35680. For the management rate, it's going to be 50 times 18 times 8 times 20, and that comes to 144,000. And then there's the 44 times 22 times the 8 hours times 20 shifts, and that comes to 1.5480. So all we need to do is add these wages together and we get a grand total of £664,560. So how much does Complete Logistical Solutions spend in total each month? Well, it's going to be the wages, which we've calculated already, the rent, which we've calculated before, which that came to 120,000. The combined equipment, which we've worked out before as well, that came to 53,000. And the catering, which we've got here. And the only thing we've not accounted for is the 8,000. So all we need to do is add 664,560, 12,600, the miscellaneous 8,000, the 53,000 for the equipment, and the 120,000 for the rent. And we get a grand total of 858,160. Question 8 is a calculator question, and before I just show you the answers, you might not understand where some of these figures are coming from, and it's all down to how well you understand percentage multipliers. If you're asked to calculate, let's say 25% of £360, you would type into your calculator 0.25 times by 360. So what you could do if you wanted to increase by 25% is work out what 25% is and then add it on to 360. But a quicker way is, instead of using 0.25, use 1.25. So add 1 to your basic percentage multiplier, and that will take you directly to the answer. So if you were calculating 63% of an amount, you'd use the multiplier 0.63. But if you're increasing by 63%, you just use 1.63. If the calculation was 86%, you would use the multiplier 0.86. But for an increase of 86%, you'd use 1.86. So for 8A, what you do here is £100 multiplied by 1.1. That takes you directly to £110. For B, 200 multiplied by 1.4. That takes you directly to 280. For C, it's going to be £50 multiplied by 1.2, which is £60. D is 28 multiplied by 1.25, and that comes to a total of 35. And E is going to be 25 multiplied by 1.08. Be careful if it's a single digit there, it's 1.08, not 1.8, and that comes to £27. For F, 35 times by 1.6, which is £56. G is going to be 36 times by 1.17, which is £42.12. H is 150 multiplied by 1.99, which is £298.50. This is a tricky one. The regular percentage multiplier would be 1.12, which is that amount divided by 100. So if I add 1 to it, I get 2.12. So this calculation is 447 multiplied by 2.12, and that would take you to a total of £947.64. And question 8, the calculation is 95 multiplied by 1.54, which works out to be £146.30. So here we are doing percentage decreases. We're working out the discount, and again there's a couple of ways you might want to do it. Probably the easiest way is to work out 10% of the amount and then subtract it. So 10% of 100, well, 0.1 times by 100 is 10. So take away 10 from 100, that is 90. 30% of 200 is 0.3 times by 200, that is 60. Subtract 60 from 200, you get 140.
What is 80% of 90? 0.8 multiplied by 90 is £72. Subtract 72 from 90, £18. 0.75 times 32 is 24. Subtract 24 from 32, we're left with £8. 4%, 0.04 times by 75. Again, be careful with the single digit ones. That works out as £3. So if we subtract 3 from 75, we're left with £72. 9F, what is 60%? 0.6 times by 85, that's 51. Subtract 51 from 85, we're left with 34. 0.17 multiplied by 57 is 969. Subtract 969 from the original 57 and we're left with £47.31. 0.89 times by 555 is 493.95, and if we subtract that from 555, we're left with £65.05. What's 12% of 47? 0.12 multiplied by £47. That comes to £5.64. Subtract that from the £47 and we're left with £41.36. And for J, what's 54% of £925? Well, 0.54 multiplied by 925, that's £499.50. That's what we need to subtract from the £925 and we'll be left with £425.50. Question number 10, we can use the calculator here. So we are looking at the 2019 figure, which is 335000. We want to work out what 35% is, so we're going to multiply that by 0.35, and that comes to a total of 117,250. B, the company made 83% profit in 2021. So did it make more profit than the outgoings of 2020? Well, let's find out. So 0.83 multiplied by the 2021 figure, which is 610,000. That comes to a total of £506,300. Is that greater than the 2020 outgoings? Yes, it is. And in C, if the company made 61% profit in 2020, and that was split between 3 shareholders, how much did they get each? So we're going to take the £450,000, we're going to multiply that by 0.61, and then we're going to divide whatever that is by 3, and that works out at £91,500 each. Question number 11, find the percentage profit. So the percentage profit is the profit as a percentage of what you paid for something or your initial investment multiplied by 100, or if this fraction is easy to convert into a percentage, you don't need to worry about top divided by bottom times by 100. So here we are allowed to use a calculator for this question. So the profit is 40. So what is 40 as a percentage of 100? Well, that's dead easy. That's 40%. Or you could do 40 divided by 100 times 100. You still get 40. £14 profit on £100 investment is 14 over 100, which is simply 14%. Remember that percent means out of 100. So when you've got the fraction out of 100, you have the percentage on the top of the fraction there. Profit of £37.50 on a 250 investment, so definitely use a calculator here. £37.50 divided by 250 multiplied by 100, and that works out as a 15% profit. £7.20 divided by 90 multiplied by 100, that comes to an 8% profit. 126 divided by 5,040 multiplied by 100, that is a 2.5% profit. For 11F, 5.25 divided by 75 multiplied by 100, that works out as a 7% profit. 24 as a percentage of 768 is 24 divided by 768 and multiplied by 100. Exactly the same format as all the others, of course, and that works out as a 3.125% profit. £13.50 divided by 9. So here the profit is more than what it was originally. So this tells me that this percentage amount will be more than the 100%, which can happen, and that works out as a 150% profit. Here it's going to be 900 as a percentage of 10,000. So 900 divided by 10,000 times by 100, that is a 9% profit. And again, the profit is more than the original investment, so the percentage profit is going to be more than 100. So 216 divided by 144 multiplied by 100, and that is another 150% profit. So for question 12, we need to find the percentage profit of each subsidiary. So again, it's the profit as a percentage of the investment or the initial value. So 2,500 divided by 10,000 multiplied by 100, and that works out as a 2.5% profit for subsidiary 1. Subsidiary 2 is going to be 500 as a percentage of 20,000, so 500 divided by 20,000 multiplied by 100, also a 2.5% profit. For subsidiary 3, 7,500 divided by 15,000 multiplied by 100, that is a 50% profit. Number 4, subsidiary 4, is 1,000 as a percentage of 50,000, which you can just simplify that if you want to 1 over 50, but if that confuses you, just stick to the numbers that are given. 1,000 divided by 50,000 multiplied by 100, that is a 2% profit. And finally, subsidiary 5 is 6,720 divided by 12,000 multiplied by 100, and that is a 56% profit. Given that these 5 subsidiaries make up the whole company, find the percentage profit of the whole company to the nearest whole percent. So what we need to do is work out the total of all the initial values. What was the initial investment in all the 5 subsidiaries, and what was the total profit? So add up these columns. The profit comes to 18,220, and the total initial value is £107,000. So therefore the overall profit, percentage profit rather, is the profit as a percentage of the total initial value. So 18,220 divided by 107,000 multiplied by 100, and that comes to 17%. If you just took the average of those percentages, then that would not be correct. So quite a challenging question, question 12. Question number 13, we can use a calculator here. So the percentage profit that Abigail has earned, so it's increased from 100 to 1350, so that is a difference of £350, so that is the profit, and the percentage profit is the profit as a percentage of the initial investment, which is 1,000. So 350 divided by 1,000 multiplied by 100, and that works out as a 35% profit. After 2 years, the portfolio was worth £900. So what is the percentage loss? So it's gone from 1,000 to 900, so that is a loss of 100. And what is 100 as a percentage of 1,000? That might be fairly obvious to you perhaps, but if it's not, 100, always the same, 100 divided by 1,000 multiplied by 100, that is a 10% loss. Whether it's profit or loss, it's the same calculation, exactly the same format. The portfolio rose from 900 to its current value of 1,350 over the 3rd and 4th year. So what's the percentage profit? Well, again, we just need to work out the difference in value here. So 900 to 1,350 is a difference of, so that's 450 profit as a percentage of what it was before, which was 900. So 450 divided by 900 multiplied by 100, that is a 50% profit. And question 14. So a shop sells a chocolate bar for 65p from wholesalers
the chocolate bars cost £125 for 250 bars. How much percentage profit does the shop make if they sell 1,000 bars? Okay, so 1,000 is 4 250s, so they will spend 125 times £4, which is a total of £500. And they will sell them for 65 pence times 1,000, so that's 65,000 pence, in other words, £650. So the percentage profit is the profit they make, and the profit they've made is £150 as a percentage of what they've invested, or what they bought them for, which is 500. So what is 150 as a percentage of 500? The calculation is 150 divided by 500 multiplied by 100, and that works out as a 30% profit. If the shop instead sold 1,000 bars for 70 pence each, what would the percentage profit be? Well, they would have still bought them for the same amount, so they would have still spent £500. But 70 times by 1,000 is 70,000, and so that is £700. So actually, that's completely incorrect. So £700. So the profit they would have made, it would have been 700 minus the 500. So the profit is 200. So remember, the percentage profit is the profit as a percentage of the original investment multiplied by 100, and 200 divided by 500 multiplied by 100, that is a 40% profit.